Hi, this is Dr. Tanjit Singh, and I'm from Prescience PresbyRobotics. And this is our project for the final year capstone in August 2026. So this project is about AI psychosis. What we are building in Prescience PresbyRobotics is a hyper-intelligence robotic pet. It is going to be very dumb, it's going to be very cute, but it has a lot of different uses for the lonely older person that is living alone in their homes. Essentially, our project is basically to prevent loneliness and to prevent lonely death if possible. So our use case will be towards people living in solo living households, older adults with limited kin availability, or neurodivergent children or adult with special needs, solo older person with cognitive impairments, and if you can see, there is weakening of a lot of social fabric leading to, in Japan, Koshi, in South Korea, Godoksa, and in Singapore, dying alone at home. So our project seeks to bring in a very cute, very bubbly robotic pet to accompany them at home. But if we are building such a pet and accompanying these vulnerable individuals, then we can also have an issue, and it boils down to the calling rich dilemma. So if we put out our solution and it is being mass consumed, we may end up with problems that we might not have envisioned in future. That cannot be helped. But because we are not a technology company, we are more of a public health company. We have thought hard and deeply into this problem, and we want to provide some safeguard so that we don't lead to a situation that some of these problems cannot be intervened, and when it's going to be intervened, it is too late. So one of the issues that we foresee in our solution will be AI psychosis. So AI psychosis is a emerging phenomenon that we know that AI chatbot can amplify, validate, or co-create psychotic symptoms to the individual, even without prior clinical history. So it's basically a problem of a hyper-realistic nature of the large language model, which we are building, and it causes a impression of sentience. And then because of its generative capabilities, like what we are building as well, it is infinite and is tailored validation. So it can actively participate in the narrative. And that is something, although we want to do that, but we are well aware of the problems that it can cause. So basically, there are a few emerging themes of AI psychosis. The messinic missions, the AI actually um, so-called giving an impression of some of the truth that they thought were truth, and is very validated by the AI. Godlike AI, romantic attachment. And in China, just recent few weeks ago, China actually basically banned this lifelike AI with all these emotional so-called offerings to the public. So there are a lot of documented real-world cases right now, and revenge killing, hospitalization, suicide attempts, high-profile impact. So there's growing evidence, and but there's no longitudinal clinical evidence yet because AI is still so new that AI can be a sole cause of psychosis. But this is a significant research gap and a primary opportunity for you to investigate further in this NLP driven behavior triggers. So the problem is, we do dynamic mirroring, we do unconditional validation, we do engagement maximization so that our solution works better. But the problem is we have no reality testing that, we keep orientating them to the reality. We are blind to the compensation, and we have zero escalation path as well right now. So these are the huge issue that we are looking at. So basically, AI syncophacy is a tendency of the system to confirm users' bias rather to correct them. So that is a huge problem. It can cause persecutory delusions, thought broadcasting, it commands hallucinations, manic acceleration, social withdrawal, and identity deepening. So we have a lot of shut-ins right now, or hikikomori, that used to be a phenomenon in Japan. But if you have seen recent documentaries by CNA, the teenagers and adult shut-ins numbers are increasing as well. Okay. So in psychiatry, the foundation of a kindling effect is when the person is repeatedly exposed to the stimulus, then the treatment will be even more difficult in future to orientate the person. So AI will accelerate this loop because it's 24/7. It actually lowers the user's reality testing powers. So we have a lot of structural design failure in AI. We we do reinforcement learning from human feedback, but we do not look at the engagement and the safety matrices. So we do not have, a lot of safeguard right now to safeguard us on possible side effects of AI, as a solution. So we need a monitoring and mitigation AI framework designed to detect early signs of psychological instability. And to note, we are putting our products up for vulnerable individuals in the first place. So these are the groups that perhaps already have psychological instability. We really don't want to worsen that problem. We want to realign them, and our robots are not a solution. It is a layer of interaction to bring the person out into the community and to link the person towards, intergenerational social events or social groups, and rather than keeping the person alone in the home with the robot. So we need markers, we need session recognition, we need gentle intervention, escal escal escalation path, and safety guardrails. So personal safety and digital hygiene is something that we we are basically focused in this project. Basically, we want the person to use the tool but not to be reliant on the tool. So we want them to use the tools safely and basically healthily. So I think this is a responsibility of a future AI engineer to have safety first design, to do the technical research, and to have ethical advocacy and the ethical RLHF systems. So basically, key research in this project will be, is AI very delusional by design, or will AI cause delusion with those as prone psychosis and the emerging problem of AI psychosis? So we can discuss this further when we meet up, how we can build an early detection system and how we can still engage but safely engage the person, and what is the responsible AI context. This one we have covered in our Elder Companion LRM last year. And what we want in this project is to look at the ethical application, the reality testing feasibility, and the cognitive resilience. So this is what we have built in the past. We have built a ethical SLM core. We have a rack long-term memory, emotional flagging, so that we can mirror the emotion. We may have therapeutic modules in future, but because we are very so-called always there, prolonged daily interaction, memory features, and social substitution risk is there. So we are well aware of our solution is like a medication. This is a medication for uh, social virility. And with all medicines, there are side effects, and we are trying to mitigate the side effect in this project. So basically, we want to design AI monitoring solution to monitor, to detect, to intervene, and to escalate if possible. So basically, we can have a few layers. We can have a conversational risk engine. We can have a longitudinal behavior baseline since we are there 24/7 every day. So maybe every month we can look at whether there's any deterioration, decline, or suggestion of psychosis. We should have some reality grounding engine as well in future. And of course, anything that is dangerous, we should escalate and to human and have human oversight. So basically, this is something that I request for all of you to think about, to start thinking about, and to recommend or suggest to me. I'm not a computer scientist. I'm a medical doctor. I'm a long-term care, elder care physician. So let me know what is possible right now that you can do it and build it for us, and what is in the future that we can look out for, and the ethical, concerns about uh, uh, all these AI usage. So basically, again, monitor, detect, intervene, and escalate. So something like that in a basically some site that we can monitor when the older or the disabled person is using our small language model. So thank you for listening to me, and hopefully we can do this very interesting project together and be I think the key work in future will be ethical engineering of AI systems. Okay, so my 15 minutes is nearly up. Thank you.